So far, I've been looking at the conversations from a very qualitative angle. And at this phase, that's good. I want to understand what's happening. But now I want to start moving on to another phase. I don't want to just review. I want to do something a little bit more quantitative, as in I want to start properly annotating. And the simple reason is, if you look at this conversation over here, when a user asks what's in the box, then the intent should not be to query the inventory. So what I should do is I should properly label this, and then I can retrain the machine learning models to take this into account. To do that though, I'm going to go to this NLU inbox over here, and here you'll see lots of examples that I can go ahead and start labeling. Now, if you're going to start labeling, there are lots of ways to prioritize what you're going to do. For example, you can label the newest first, the oldest first, or you can sort based on confidence. You can also limit yourself to only a few intents that you're particularly interested in. But for now, what I'm just going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go through these one by one and just check whether or not they are correct. So for example, when somebody says, "What can I do?" I would say, yeah, that's definitely correct. Hey, yeah, that's a greeting. Now that I look at these, I can actually say, yeah, these three are definitely greetings, so I can just label all of those in one go. Someone's asking for a hint. That's correct. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue on labeling, but I will do this off camera, just in the interest of time. So I'm nearly done labeling, but one thing I want to point out is that you are also able to create a new intent as you are labeling. And that's useful because I had a couple of these examples where somebody was trying to break a window. And I can now go ahead and associate those with the violence intent that I made earlier. And there we go. Now, at the moment I'm done labeling. So one thing that you could do if you were so inclined is you could go to the NLU data over here, and then you can review the training data that you've now added. So you should see, for example, that Smash the Window is now a part of the training data because I've labeled it as such. From here, what you can do is you can also download and upload the associated NLU file, but we should also be able to confirm that our NLU training data has already just updated locally. I'm back in Visual Studio Code now, and if I were to go to my nlu.md file, what I am able to do is just scroll down and have a look at all of these extra examples that have been added. And in particular, you will notice that this violence intent has appeared, and that we have examples for it. Another way to confirm the changes that just happened is you can also open up a new shell, and from here you can type git diff, and then point it to the nlu.md file, and what you'll then see is the changes that have been made to this file since the previous commit. And then if you scroll down, you should notice that at some point also here, there's this new intent that's been added called violence. And this is very useful because what I can now do is I can git add this data.nlu file, and I can add it to Git and update my project. So now we're at the point where we have shared our assistant, we have reviewed it, and we have also annotated it. So I would say that this is a good milestone to start wrapping things up, and we can start thinking about what we're going to do in the next iteration.